different things I've tried. I've tried synthetic, I've tried Brazilian, I've tried Indian, Malaysian, Colombian, every nationality. I've worn. Oioi, it's Mwene. Welcome to the channel or welcome back. Give me a hot minute to put together, so I really appreciate if you go ahead and like this video. I know, as a black woman, every 2 to 3 months, bro, I'll be getting a nervous breakdown because I'm like, what hairstyle am I gonna do next? I'm in the group chat, I'm sending out 5 different hairstyles. This is a breakdown. I've been wearing hair extensions, doing protective hairstyling now for nearly 10 years. Next time you're rapidly scrolling through Pinterest, absolutely perplexed as to what hairstyle to do next, please. Oh, that kind of rhymed. Oh, was that a bar? Am I rapping? Okay. I hope you come back to this video, and I'll be coming back to this video for hair ideas, broken it down into 5 different categories. What I believe is needed for the perfect protective hairstyle. Our first category is category A, versatility. I mean, that's self-explanatory. You want to make sure the hairstyle that you're doing is versatile. You don't want to be wearing the same old, you know, every time, if my mom ever sees me in the same outfit more than once, she's like, I'm gonna call that outfit always, because you always wearing it. I'm like, why are you beefing me in my own house? Like, but no, really, she's got a point. You want to switch it up, you know, Linda, Shakisha, Hinda, Lavisha. You know that song? The second category, a longevity. I believe a protective hairstyle should be that can be worn over and over again for at least a month, if not longer. At the end of the day, the whole point of doing a protective hairstyle is to make sure your hair is growing underneath, it's flourishing, and you want to make sure that you know, when you come out, you're not looking like a headless chicken. The third category is price. Of course, you know, you're spending money every 2 to 3 months. I personally see hair as an investment, especially as a black woman. I think it's so important that you take care of your hair and making sure it looks presentable. You know, it represents you and you're proud of it. Honor your hair, it's your crown. Fourth category, if you have to go to the salon or if you can install the hair at home, I think it's really important, you know, if you're going to be changing your hair frequently or you're going to be doing some sort of hairstyle, you need to know, can I actually do this at home? And as someone with no professional knowledge on doing hair professionally, I can give you the help on that, and I can give you a realistic ideas how long this is going to take. You know, you'd be seeing them tutorials, you'd be like, this is how I did my hair in 8 hours. I'm like, easy. And then I try a bit, it's been 4 days. 4 days, Catherine. What's going on? Like, I'm unsubscribing. You lied to me. And the last and final category, how natural the hair looks. I know, especially with the whole soft girl, what is this aesthetic going around? The babes of the Instagram, what are they saying? What is it? Soft life? That's what's trending right now, isn't it? Yeah, you want to be living a soft life. Look soft, everything to just look like it works cohesively. That all goes with natural hair as well. Even if you're wearing extensions like I am today, I'm wearing extensions from my hair company. You want to make sure it looks natural. Can you tell? Closure. What closure? You know what? As soon as I got my hair done and I got out of the salon, just before I was about to get out, a new woman came and sat next to me and she was like, oh, like, what are you gonna have done? I was like, oh no, my hair is done. And she was like, oh, what did you have done? Just had like a closure and weaving installed. She was like, a closure? What closure? I said, exactly. Bloom Beauty. Hair Bloom Beauty. Details in the description. You're welcome. Let's get into it. I think that's long enough of an intro. Number 1, we have wigs. I think you felt this one come. Any style you want. Wigs are incredibly versatile. I've seen 360 wigs. I've seen lace front wigs, get synthetic wigs, which still look very natural. If you're looking to get a natural looking textured wig, look for the words yaki, especially if you're looking to get a hair that is of a blend of synthetic and real hair. I do, however, recommend and will always recommend human hair purely because of the longevity and how long it lasts. You really want to make sure that when you're buying a wig that it lasts, because you want to be reinstalling it over and over again. Another way I would suggest making a wig look really natural is by doing minimal leave out. So having like what I have out today, I have a minimal leave out sew-in. A full tutorial on how I install my sew-in closures is linked below. Just having some leave out at the front, and it was incredibly helpful to make the wig look more natural, because I do believe, even though the girls claim what lace, I can still I can see it. I can see it, Jenny. What's so brilliant about them is you put them on, you take them off, right? So that's why I love wigs so much, and they're incredibly great for growing your hair, which is another purpose of a protective hairstyle. I don't believe I put that in a category, and in fact, I'm gonna add it in right now, baby. Let's do that. Pen, girl. Because I got my notepad in 10 years. Okay? Sometimes it's a Naomi moment. You want, you know, that bust down, 30-inch bust down. You know what I'm saying? It's a serious hairstyle. I came for business. I look like I know there's really, people speak to me differently. If you do ever wonder if you are treated differently with different hair, I actually did an experiment on it. Yes, I'm a chemist. Yes, I did an experiment on it. Yes, you should check it out. And that's actually why I started my hair company, based on my experiment. So please do check that out after this video. Next is longevity. Depending on what hair you end up getting, if you get synthetic hair, you're looking at maximum 2 months, where it does tend to get very tangled and matted in the back region right here, and that's why I personally don't choose to wear synthetic hair. I've only given it that rating purely because if you are choosing to wear synthetic wigs, you are not going to experience that longevity that you ever so crave for, and it will not be able to be your signature style unless you continue to buy the hair on repeat, which is, again, as I said, it's better to just make the investment and put the money down to invest in some really good quality hair. Bloom Beauty. I've been wearing this hair now for nearly 3 months, and you know, you really want to just make sure you're investing in good quality hair that is going to last, and so you don't keep repurchasing, especially as you grow older. I mean, you know, it was fine with me wearing synthetic hair when I was 14, 15, but as I'm getting older now, you know, I'm in my adult years, I don't want to be wearing hair and then having to repurchase every 2 weeks. I'm buying hair every 2 weeks. You know, stress causes wrinkles. Baby girl, I'm not getting Botox till I'm at least 30, okay? So, no. I've heard of people having wigs for like 4, 5 years. I think the longest wig I have is probably 3 years. It can last really a lifetime, really. It can last a really long time, especially if you look at getting raw hair, which is basically means it's been unprocessed. But if you're looking for something that will still last, but has more of an affordable price, I recommend getting one in human hair, and not just any random human hair from AliExpress. Even though I bought from AliExpress in the past, and I'm not putting it down whatsoever, the hair will only really ever last you maximum a year. If you're looking to be able to wear that wig for, you know, 3 to 5 years, as some wigs do last that long, you really do want to make sure you're getting virgin hair or raw hair. Price, if you're looking at a synthetic wig, you're looking at anything from, I'm going to say this in pounds, but I'll convert to dollars. I know 80% of people are watching from the US. So you're looking at about 20 to 70 pounds for a synthetic wig, which is about $30, $35 upwards to maybe $100 if it's a really good quality synthetic unit, because sometimes they have heat resistant units. So the way they've made the fibers, they can be straightened and things of that nature. However, if you do straighten synthetic hair, it will not be able to revert back because it is plastic. The other side of human hair, you're looking at upwards of $100, £100 per wig if it's a human hair wig, and that's a very low to medium quality wig, which is probably not going to last you more than 6 months. But if you're looking to get a wig that will last you 3 to 5 years, you're looking to spend probably upwards of £500. And as I said, it may sound like a lot at the time, but this is an investment in your hair and it's going to last. So really don't see it as you know, a deduction, see it as an investment. You're going to be the one wearing it, looking amazing. So put the money down, sis. So for installs for the wigs, I personally installed wigs myself. I've never had anyone else install my wig. And if you want to see me install a wig, I do believe I recorded it on my first time installing a wig. I have improved since, but I did stop wearing wigs after lockdown, purely because I just don't like the whole putting on, taking it off. And also I started to get a line of demarcation on my hair because of the glue, because it can get really strong and actually start to like remove your hair, especially if I'm a bit careless sometimes. I would just be ripping it and I'll be ripping out my edges. Hey! Have edges by the end of every hairstyle, because that's another thing. I would highly recommend installing your wig from a salon, getting it installed at a salon and then reinstalling it at home. This is because typically when they install wigs at a salon, they will customize the hair, which makes it look more natural, which is our next point. On the natural scale, I would give wigs a good 6 to 7. As I said, it purely depends on how the hair is installed and the texture of the hair. If you're getting a 16-inch silky straight wig installed, it may look natural. If you have very thin lace, transparent lace, I would highly recommend. And HD lace is also a really great one. You really want to stay away from any medium lace, light colored lace, especially if you're of my complexion. It's very important that you tint the lace and ensure that the knots are bleached. But do keep in mind, when you do bleach the knots for hair, you are decreasing the longevity of the closure of the frontal. Bleach the hair, you are weakening the strength of the hair, compromising it. So just keep that in mind. If you are going to bleach the knots, I would only recommend bleaching the knots in the place in which you have the part, so that over time, if the part does start to wear and tear, you can simply just put it in a different place on the closure or on the frontal, rather than bleaching all the knots, bleaching everything, and then the knots are loose and you're going to see the hair just disintegrate very fast. The naturalness of wigs. If you have your natural leave out, brilliant, beautiful, bellissimo, hempialean. But just make sure that if you are choosing to do lace, it's a very, very thin lace, because I know everyone wants to say, what lace, what lace? But these Instagram videos and things are done in very artificial lighting. And ladies and gentlemen, when I see you in real life, this is reality, not Instagram. So I can see the lace. So no shade, baby, no shade. I love you, sis, honestly, but I can't see the lace. I can't look you in the eye because I can see the middle part. And it's very distracting. And personally for me, that's another reason why I stopped wearing wigs, is because I could literally see, like when I was trying to make eye contact with you, you know when you're talking, like I'm talking to you right now. Just imagine I'm talking to you and I'm looking up. It's not gonna make you feel uncomfortable? I couldn't do it. That's why I wear my hair like this. It's still wearing extensions, but I have my natural hair out at the front because I just can't do it. I can't do it. I'm looking at you, you're looking at me. My eyes are here. My eyes are here, sir, ma'am. The final category for wigs is growth. Now, if you're looking to grow your hair, this is one hairstyle I can highly recommend, and that is definitely wigs. Wigs grew my hair significantly. My hair was flourishing through lockdown, baby girl. Oh, the economy was going down, but my hair length was going up. Okay, because I personally grow my hair out. You know, I put a little bit of amla, a little bit of almond oil. You know, the hair growth oils. You know, rosemary is apparently good. I haven't tried it yet, but I put on my hair oil put my wig on. My hair was growing. Like, oh, I was like, oh, okay, I see why the girls be wearing wigs. Like, I see. Moving on to the next protective hairstyle, which is weave / sew-ins / closure sew-ins, which is what I have installed, which I have in right now. As you can see, let me give you a 360. Let me give you a 360. Let me give you a 360. I don't know why I put my arms up. I have a closure installed right now. I'm wearing the Carribean Kynky Curly closure, and our newest texture is the Colombian Kynky Curly bundles. I'll do a side by side so you can actually see a comparison of the Caribbean Kynky Curly and the Colombian Kynky Curly. As you can see, I'm still wearing the Caribbean Kiki closure, but as you can see, it's more, you probably can't tell because it blends really well, the textures blend really well, but because I have type 4 hair, I still use the Caribbean Kiki Curly closure, but then I use the Colombian Kynky Curly bundles because I like that kind of loose, you know, it just gives, I feel like I'm on holiday, like I'm on vacation, yeah, I say, but it's still, you know, I could wear this hair all year round. I digress. Versatility. For versatility, I'll give this one a 7 and an 8. However, if you are looking to do a sew-in that has a leave out, I'll give it a 10 out of 10. You can get what is called a vixen sew-in, which is when you have your hair parted in 4 different sections, and that is where you have leave out and then you have extensions in between. However, if this is not particularly a protective hairstyle, because the whole point is to be able to protect your hair, so if you're exposing it to the natural atmosphere, it's not really protecting much, but it is really great and really versatile. So as I said, with sew-ins, there's so many different categories. You can get a side part sew-in, middle part sew-in. There really is so many different ways you can have a sew-in installed. I personally would recommend what I usually do and what I always do and what you always see me wear, which is a closure sew-in with a minimal leave out. I only have this much leave out and the rest is extensions. And I do this because it's not only natural looking, but it also protects all of my hair underneath. And I think that's really perfect combination. You just want to make sure if you are going to do leave out, it's very minimal. I personally would recommend leave out. I know not a lot of people are a fan of it, but you really just have to make sure you're taking care of your leave out. It's not as hard as taking care of your whole head. It's to protect your hair, but it still gives you that natural essence, which is what you want. I believe personally that Black women just always look so beautiful when they wear natural textured looking hair. And that's why I sell it. You know, I really believe, like, you know, when I see, don't get me wrong, we love a 30-inch bust down. I'm speaking in third person like I'm not a Black woman, but like, even if I was a Black, I would still love Black women. Like, so beautiful, right? But I just truly believe Black women look so beautiful when they wear that natural curly hair, when they have those dreadlocks. So beautiful. Truly believe, you know, when your hair looks natural, you just look the most beautiful. When you wear that kinky curly, the kinky straight, you know, dreadlocks, all of that, so stunning, so beautiful. I highly, highly recommend. There's a longevity. So yeah, I've been wearing this for now 3 months. This is been installed twice. Has it? Has this? No, it hasn't been installed twice. But this is still on the first install. Still full, still. You know what this woman said? She was taking a picture of me yesterday. She was like, it's giving. And I feel like the hair is giving. If I do say so myself, it's giving, girl. It's giving. It's giving. It's giving. It's giving. The English. I don't know where do all these slang terms even come from? So I really recommend you wear virgin hair extensions, raw hair extensions. But if you know how to take care of it, then by all means go ahead and make that investment. But I would recommend, if you are looking to wear hair that is of good quality, will last and requires little to no maintenance, you want to go for virgin human hair. I personally wouldn't recommend getting any synthetic hair closures. I've seen them. I wish I could unsee them. They look terrible. They really just don't look natural. They're too silky. And I think that's another problem with synthetic hair. Sometimes it looks too silky, doesn't look very natural. But if you can get a yaki textured closure or a yaki textured something that is synthetic, it will still look really great and you can still get that low price point. But if you are looking, as I said, to make an investment, because this is your hair, it's on your head, you know what I mean? Get into it, girl. This is your crown. When they say Brazilian hair, Colombian hair, it's all just really marketing. But I will say the main difference I've noticed through wearing extensions, I know, sorry to break it down, I'm like exposing myself, I'm like, it's all the same thing, guys. I've just called it Colombian Kynky Curly because it sounds good. The main difference I've noticed is Malaysian hair. When they title Malaysian hair, it's usually more airy, and Brazilian hair is more weighed down, like the density is a lot more. But I usually just go for Brazilian hair. Guys, you can get really affordable sew-ins, you know, the beauty supply store hair. I've been there, done that, don't get me wrong. It's not just all about the, you know, virgin Brazilian hair, but with the pack hair, that will only last up to 2 months max. And it got very stiff. Like, girl, the ponytail was not moving. You know when you bend your hair and the ponytail was, the ponytail was perpendicular to my neck. That ain't right. That ain't right. I have my hair installed from the salon. I don't know how to braid my own hair. I know it's a catastrophe. So I get my hair done at a salon. But you can definitely learn how to braid your hair over time. I know so many people. My cousin personally, she does her own hair and it looks sick. So you could do it yourself if you want to. But I personally just go to the salon. It's less stressful. Yeah. And as I said, stress causes wrinkles. And yeah, that's not what we want. Sew-ins typically take about 2 hours for an install maximum. And that includes like customization, you know, the closure and stuff like that. But if you're just doing like a regular sew-in, you know, side part, middle part sew-in, you're looking at about 40 minutes to an hour. It depends as well how long your natural hair is. Then it will take longer. For the natural scale, I mean, can we get into it? Yeah. Pull up with a chair. I said, get into it. Yeah. This hair looks very, very natural. Like, a lot of people believe this is my hair. Like, people, honestly, I see the confusion. I see the confusion I cause, and I will continue to cause it. I will continue to cause it. This hair looks very, very natural. As I said, if you want details on my hair, it will all be in the description box down below. For sew-ins, they tend to look very natural. Closures tend to look very natural if you have leave out. As I said, with the lace, we can see it. Even if it's really thin, you can still see it. You know, if you know what I mean? And especially natural sunlight. And I'm in natural sunlight right now. And as you can see, it still looks very natural. The knots are bleached. Purely in this section only, nowhere else. Natural scale sew-ins for me are just... I freaking love them. I switched over from braids to sew-ins, bro. Like, I never went back. Period. That's what the Americans be saying. Period. We say full stop. Full doesn't sound as good, does it? No. Coming in at our final point, which is growth. You can grow your hair significantly. As I said, it's because it's weaving, it's a sew-in. I don't have a net. You can also get your weaving installed with a net. I've done that as well in the past. I personally don't recommend it, especially if you like to tend to your natural hair a lot, as you wear protective hairstyles, as you should. But I know sometimes we can neglect it. We can get busy. We forget to do our oil treatments, But if you're looking to do that, I wouldn't recommend getting a net. I would purely just recommend, as you're getting your hair braided, if you go to a salon, they'll do it for you anyway, which is braiding your hair with extensions, like braiding hair, and that will make the hair last longer and the braid last longer. Because if you're only braiding just with your natural hair, the braid isn't as strong. A bit like you're building a house, right? If you put cement in between, then the house will be stronger. But if you're just building a wall with just bricks, it's not going to be as strong. Hopefully that analogy makes sense. You see they're installing the hair, they're just using your natural hair. Just be like, hey, do you have any braiding hair, connector-on hair that you can add in just to make the braids more stable? Still grow your hair that way and access your hair through a bottle. I'll insert pictures and stuff and put the oil in and then get in between the nooks and crannies. And there's even a device, I believe, on Amazon where you can scratch your hair. Because I know one thing that is quite common with people that have sew-ins is you see people do this. I gotta address this, right? You see people ever do this, they're wearing a weave. It's because the camera cut. But to explain, it's because we don't want to ruin the braiding underneath that goes into putting the weave on top. So if you pat it, it won't disrupt the architecture of the braids. On a minuscule break, my phone decided it had no storage. What about the gloss? Do you like the matte lip or do you like the gloss? For growth, as I said, you can still access your scalp as you wear this hairstyle. Our third protective hairstyle that I would highly recommend is crochet braids. You've seen the crochet braids, the curlies, the dreadlock. Crochet braids are, I think, one of the most elite hairstyles purely because you can get a really cute hairstyle without having to expose any of your natural hair. And I think that's the true essence of what a protective hairstyle should be. However, I do still believe that wigs and weaves are superior to them, but I still have to put them on the list because I am an OG wearer of crochet braids and I did wear them for about 5 years, nearly 5 years. For versatility, I would give crochet braids a good hard 7. Actually, you know what? Let's up it to a 7.5. 7.5 because you can do a middle part, you can do your side part, you know, you can do a half up, half down. Crochet braids give you that ability and give you that versatility. The only thing I will say is depending on how you have them installed, if you have a problem with people seeing the knots, then you can have any hairstyle you want. But as I said, as I'll get into the natural part, that is the only con really I would say with crochet braids. And over time, you can see the knots grow out, and unless you have dreads or a style that looks natural to your hair, how your hair would naturally grow out, you'll be able to see the knots and you have to have it reinstalled after about 2 months. So that's why I can't really say longevity. I can't really give it that much of a high scoring. So many different styles, colors are available. That's what's incredibly versatile. Especially if you have a problem with anyone seeing the little knots that come with the crochet braid, then you will have an absolute blast with this hairstyle, and it's very affordable, which we'll also get into later on. Recommend for curly textures, things to look out for: jerry curl, bohemian curl. Just look at the type of hair that you like. Have a browse through YouTube. There's so many hair tutorials for crochet braids, and I'm sure you find something you love and you like. For longevity, I would give this hair a good 2 to 3 months, where I wouldn't wear crochet braids or any hairstyle really for any longer than 3 months, because at that point, you know, you're basically suffocating your scalp. So personally, after that 2-month mark, you start to see the wear and tear, knots start showing, it starts to look a little raggedy. I'm not with that. A really great hairstyle with very low maintenance. I think maintenance should have been another category in this. When it comes to wigs, it is a lot more maintenance to do on a regular basis, especially if you're wearing lace. For this hair, this is very low maintenance hairstyle. I literally put my hair in a pineapple. I will be releasing a curly hair routine on this hair very soon, but I literally just put my hair in a pineapple, put a bonnet on, and I'm done. I wake up, do my edges, I'm done. It literally takes 2 minutes to do my hair every day. For longevity, I really can't give that much of a high ranking, purely because it is synthetic hair and over time the knots will show. Even if you do the invisible method, which I've done before as well, it will still show over time. So yeah, that's something to keep in mind. For price, I would rank it very highly because I'll give it a full 10 really, because you can use synthetic hair. As I said, the only thing that is counterproductive, I guess, you can only wear the hair once. I've seen some people try and take it out and like keep the knot in place, and yeah, in this life, I don't want stress, so please, like, I want to keep it to a minimum. Install the hair once, you know, wear it, let it have its time, let it have its, you know, its moment, and then bin it. That is very wasteful. I think we definitely need to work on making the hair less wasteful. I don't want to get into a sustainable talk. This is not a chemistry class. Pricing is very fair because it's synthetic hair. It's very affordable. You're looking at about £10 a pack. That's about $15 a pack. I know in America as well, you guys have some really good vendors and stuff, especially for synthetic hair. So you can probably get even a pack for maybe like $8. I've heard people, you know, they make them hair tutorials. I'm like, I got this pack for $10. I'm like, $10? I had to pay £15. So yeah. Depending on where you live, more or less accessible, but online, you know, there's a variety of places you can get it from. I will try and actually leave some places that I personally shopped for hair in the past. Crochet. Live in America, I think you're very lucky. I see people on videos say they spend $8 to $10 on packs of hair. Over here, it's far more expensive, just depending on what you need. and the type of look you're going for. If you're going for a more fuller look, more hair is needed, more expensive. So just depending on what you want, and just use the tutorials as guidance. I always add an extra pack or two to the videos I see, because I know some people make videos and are like, I got a small head, so I only use 3 packs for this style. And it's like, now if I use a 3 pack with my big head, I'm gonna be there with like 3/4 of my head remaining. And I'm like, you played me, what's up? What's your address? I just want to talk. So just make sure you get an extra pack or two, even if in the video they're recommending 5 packs or 4 packs and you think it sounds like a lot, just add an extra pack or two, just to be on the safe side. Because I've seen people walking around and they've got like half their hair done. I'm like, damn, did they run out of hair? That's tragic. But yeah, I want that to be you, man. You know, over to you. For crochet braids, I think this is another reason why it's one of the elitist hairstyles is because you can install this hair at home. I've installed all my crochet braids at home. The only thing I don't do is the cornrows, because I said I can't braid my own hair. But other than that, the crocheting and the crochet hook is a very, very easy process. Do not be intimidated by the crochet needle. It's very easy to install crochet braids. And I think it took me like, what, 2 hours? It does not take long at all. Any details on my hair, everything will be linked in the description box down below, as well as anything else I've mentioned throughout the duration of this video. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have an absolutely amazing day. I'm gonna go get my nails done because I look like I've been fighting somebody. Hope you have a blessed and beautiful day wherever you are in the world. Thank you so much for watching. Instagram, I got TikTok. You should follow me on there. I'm on there nearly every day. And yeah, hopefully I'll see you soon. I can see you sooner if you turn on your notifications.